Hello. For this example, we are looking at pulse in beats per minute. And according to WebMD, a normal resting pulse in beats per minute for adults and children over 11 years old is between 60 and 100. We are to suppose that these are normally distributed with a mean of 79 and a standard deviation of 12. So because we are to suppose that they are normally distributed, I'm going to start out by drawing my best approximation of a bell-shaped curve. So with the bell-shaped curve, we know that it is tall in the middle, short on the ends, and it has a horizontal axis beneath it. We also know that it's symmetrical, so I tried my best, and it's not perfect. We know that it's asymptotic, which on our images, the curves seem to hit the axis, but in reality, it just becomes very, very close to the axis, so I often draw it with a gap there. We know that the mean goes in the middle of this curve, so it totals the mean of 79, and that is represented with the Greek letter mu. We also know that almost all of the data is within 3 standard deviations, so I will section off each, the left and the right of the mean, into 3 sections. So to the right, this is 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviations, and 3 standard deviations. To the left, it is the negative, so 1 below the mean, 2 below the mean, and 3 standard deviations below the mean. We are told in this case the standard deviation is 12, so we know that above the mean we should be adding, in this case adding 12 each time we move between a tick mark, and below the mean we should be subtracting, so in this case subtracting 12 to move between the tick marks. So I grab my calculator and I go 79 plus 12, and that gives me 91, and I hit plus 12 again, which gives me 103, and plus 12 again gives me 115. Now I go back to my mean, so I'll type 79 in my calculator and I will subtract 12, so that gives me 67, and I will subtract 12 again, which gives me 55, and subtract 12 one more time, which gives me 43. So I'm getting there. My bullet point was draw a well-labeled picture, so I have it well labeled. And then it says to shade the picture. So I'm going to switch pen colors. And for shading the picture, I'm wanting to add to the picture details that would help me answer this question. So it told me that the normal pulse is between 60 and 100. So I want to estimate where those would be on the normal curve. So 60 is between 55 and 67, not quite equal, a little bit closer to 55. So right here is where I'm estimating 60 to be. And then 100 will be between 91 and 103, a little closer to the 103. So I'm estimating that this is where the 100 is. And it is asking us to estimate the percent of children that have a normal pulse. I'm reading up here, normal pulse is between these. So the area that I want is in between these, so I am shading starting at 60 and going up to 100. So here where the red striping is my shaded area, and if I can figure out the percent of people that are in this section, that will answer the question. So we are going to use technology to do the figuring out. So I'm going to pull in my app that does this for me. And so I got to this app by going from Blackboard to this list of apps from the Dana Center, and I scroll down here until I get to distributions and the normal distribution and click on the link for my app. I'm going to pull this over to the side so I can kind of see what's on my PowerPoint as well as what's on the app. So I need to go to the second tab where I'm going to find probability. Mean is 79. Standard deviation is 12. And type of probability, I want an interval because I wanted it between two values. So the notation here is the probability, that's the P, for X, that's between A and B. So I'm going to click that one. And you see automatically it shifts to that interval between two values. And so we're value for A, this is the lower value, and so I'm going to type in 60. Value for B, this is my upper value, so I'm going to type in 100. And you see that my app updated. And you see that it shows me the shaded dark blue area is representing 90.33%. And you also see that it shows you what percent is below and what percent is above. If we would add up all three of those, we would end up with 100%. But this question only asks us for what percent of adults have a normal pulse, and that is the 90.33%. So coming back to my PowerPoint slide, the answer is 90.33%. And that represents the shaded area in red, the interval between 60 and